Be me. Kyra, 23, working as an intake coordinator for a mid-sized firm. I am boring in a way that feels like a warm bath, safe but pruning my skin. I pay my bills on time. I call my mom on Sundays. I have a rotation of 3 salads I make for lunch. I date guys named things like Brian and David. Guys who wear fleece vests and talk about their Roth IRAs on the second date. The sex is fine. It happens in the dark. It involves polite asking and polite receiving. We high-five mentally and go to sleep. I am content. Or I tell myself I am content because the alternative seems terrifying. Enter Stellan. Meet him at a house party in Cap Hill. Friend of a friend's roommate. He's wearing dirty white Converse and a t-shirt that looks expensive because it's so old. He has that look. The look of a guy who has never apologized for taking up space in a room. He's drinking cheap beer but holding the can like it's a chalice. We start talking. He doesn't ask me what I do. He asks me what I'm afraid of. Cliché. Textbook liberal arts fuckboy move. But I'm 3 tequilas deep and tired of talking about deductibles. I tell him I'm afraid of being average forever. He looks at me, really looks at me, like he's appraising a piece of furniture he might buy if the price drops. Fear is just desire without a permit, he says. I should have rolled my eyes. I should have walked away and found Brian or David. Instead, I let him walk me home. 2 nights later, we hook up. It's not polite. It's not dark. He leaves the lights on. He doesn't ask if I'm okay. He tells me I'm okay. He narrates the whole thing like he's directing a scene. Look at you, he says. You like being seen, don't you? I do. God help me, I do. It shakes something loose in my brain. Like a brick falling out of a wall I didn't know I was building. The next month is a blur. Stellan doesn't date me. He audits me. He comes over and drinks my coffee and lectures me on emotional honest. People build cages, he says, leaning back in my IKEA pawing chair. They lock the door from the inside and hand the key to society and say, keep me safes. He makes it sound like a philosophy, like we're scholars of the flesh. It's seductive. It makes my HAVAC logistics job feel like a prison, and him like the warden with a pardon. Then the friends start showing up. The apostles. First, it's Wyatt. Wyatt is a golden retriever in human form. Big, dumb, happy, follows Stellan around with his tongue out. Then Aiden, quiet, intense, wears glasses, looks like he codes for a living, he does. And finally, Soren. Oh God. Soren. Soren is the unreasonable character in this story. Soren is the tax we pay for existing. Soren is a 26-year-old failed podcaster who speaks exclusively in therapy concepts he misunderstood on TikTok. He has long hair. He touches constantly. He thinks he is an empath. He is actually a sociopath with a vocabulary. They start hanging out at my place. Not for sex at first, just occupying space. Drinking my seltzer, using my Wi-Fi, critiquing my throw pillows. This space feels constricted, Soren says, gesturing in my living room. The feng shui is blocking your chakra flow, Kira. It's a 400-square-foot studio, Soren, I say. It's blocking my ability to walk to the kitchen. The shift happens on a Tuesday. We're watching a movie. Stellan is rubbing my neck. Wyatt is on the floor eating chips. Aiden is checking emails. Soren is meditating in the corner. Stellan kisses me. Not a peck, a real kiss, heavy, intent. I pull back, looking at the guys. They don't care, Stellan whispers. Honesty. Remember? Shame is a construct. Wyatt looks up from his chips. Yeah, Kira, we don't care. He offers me a Dorito. I take the Dorito. I eat the Dorito. And then Stellan pulls my shirt off, right there in the living room, with the TV playing a Toyota commercial, and Wyatt chewing, and Soren opening one eye to judge my posture. It should be horrifying. My mother would die. My R-rep would have a stroke. But my heart is hammering a rhythm I've never heard before. Mortification and electricity. They are the same voltage. Stellan doesn't stop. The boys don't leave. They start heckling, like it's a spectator sport. Form is a little sloppy on the dismount, Wyatt says. Shut up, Wyatt, Stellan says, not stopping. Kira is doing great. Look at her. She's built for this. Validation, humiliation. They swirl together like creamer in coffee. I feel like an object, but a valuable object, a worshipped object. When it's over, I'm shaking. Stellan pulls a blanket over me, kisses my forehead. Brave, he says. Soren sighs from the corner. I felt a lot of blocked energy release in the room just then. Very healing for the collective. I want to punch Soren, but I also want him to stay. What is wrong with me? Fast forward 3 months. My apartment is no longer a home. It is a clubhouse for wayward boys with intimacy issues. Tuesdays and Thursdays are sessions. That's what Soren calls them. I call it the train. But only in my head. It's not an orgy. An orgy implies chaos. This is bureaucratic. This is logistical. Stellan is the CO. Soren is R. Wyatt is the intern. Aiden is its support. And I am the printer that everyone uses. It escalates, one guy at a time, then two, then messy, overlapping chaos. But this isn't the hard part. The hard part is the domestic management of 4 adult men. I become the mother of the frat house. I'm buying Costco packs of toilet paper. I'm restocking the Gatorade supply. I'm washing towels. So many towels. God, the laundry. Nobody warns you that sexual liberation involves so much detergent. Soren is the worst. Soren has demands. Kira, the lighting last time was too harsh, he says while eating my yogurt. It was interfering with my tantric focus. Can we get some amber bulbs? Bring your own bulbs, Soren, I snap. That's very defensive, he says. I'm sensing some resistance to feedback. We need to create a safe container for constructive criticism. He's naked while saying this, wearing only his socks, black gold toe socks. It is the least erotic thing I have ever seen. Stellan just laughs. He's right, Kira. Ambiance matters. Stellan is always on their side. He's the cool professor who lets the students roast the ta. I am the ta, the logistical nightmare begins. My landlord, Mr. Talbot, he's 70. He wears suspenders unironically. He lives downstairs. He catches me in the hallway, holding a bag of trash that contains 6 empty pizza boxes and a worrying amount of latex wrappers. Kira, he says, you have a lot of visitors. Lately. Study group, I say, panic rising. We're preparing for finals. Finals? He asks. In July, summer school, I say. Very intensive program. Lots of ORI exams. I immediately regret the phrasing. Mr. Talbot blinks. Well, keep it down. The thumping. It's rhythmic. It's knocking the dust off my ceiling fan. Sorry, Mr. Talbot. We'll study quieter. I go upstairs and find Soren rearranging my kitchen cabinets. The mugs were vibrating with low-frequency anxiety, he explains. I move them to a higher shelf. Soren, get out of my kitchen. You're projecting, he says. Then the family complication. My sister Daphne. Daphne is a lawyer. Daphne is sharp. Daphne detects bullshit like a shark detects blood. She calls me on a Wednesday. I'm in town for a deposition, staying at the Hyatt, but I'm coming over for dinner. Panic. Pure, distilled panic. It is Wednesday. Wednesday is a recovery day. The apartment smells like Axe body spray and regret. There are 4 pairs of shoes by the door that aren't mine, because the boys leave their stuff here, like they're slowly moving in via osmosis. No, let's meet out, I say. Nonsense. I want to see your place. I'll bring Thai food. Be there in 20. She hangs up. I have 20 minutes to debro the apartment. I am running around like a maniac, shoving oversized hoodies under the couch, throwing gaming controllers into the oven. It's the only place I can think of. Spraying Febreze like it's holy water. I find Soren's Journal of Sensual Awakening on the coffee table. It's a leather-bound notebook where he writes bad poetry about his penis. I throw it out the window. Literally out the window. Onto the fire escape. Daphne knocks. I open the door, sweating, smiling maniacally. Hey sis, she walks in, sniffs the air. Smells like a locker room in here. I was working out. With cheap cologne? She sits on the couch, looks around, spots something I missed. Aiden's inhaler on the side table. You have asthma now? Seasonal allergies, I lie. It's very bad this year. She narrows her eyes, then she spots it. Under the TV stand, a single, dirty, black Converse sneaker. Size 11, Stellan's. Whose is that? She points. Mine, I say. Yours? I'm trying a new look. Oversized streetwear. It's a left shoe, Kira. Where's the right one? Lost it, I say. In a mosh pit. You went to a mosh pit? I am very complex, Daphne. She eats her pad thai suspiciously. You're hiding a boyfriend, she concludes. Is he married? Is he in jail? No, I say. He's just messy. If only she knew. It's not a boyfriend. It's a committee. It's a board of directors for my genitals. The breaking point approaches. It's not the sex. The sex is still effective. It's the dehumanization disguised as enlightenment. Soren starts bringing a stopwatch. We need to optimize our rotations, he says. Wyatt, you're taking too long in the preamble. You're eating into Aiden's window. Dude, I'm just trying to be romantic, Wyatt says. Romance is a bourgeois delay tactic, Soren says. We are here for raw connection. Clock's ticking. I'm lying on the bed, staring at the ceiling fan, listening to them argue about time management. Stellan is in the corner, texting. He's not coaching anymore. He's managing his other disciples. I realize I am not a person to them. I am a venue. I am an event space they have booked for the season. I sit up. Guys, they ignore me. Soren is showing Wyatt a graph on his phone. Guys, they look at me. We're out of LaCroix, I say. It's not what I meant to say, but it's the truth. Soren throws his hands up. Unbelievable. I specifically requested the pamplemousse. How are we supposed to hydrate post-catharsis? Go buy your own damn water, Soren, I scream. The room goes silent. Stellan looks up from his phone. Kira, he says. Calm. Condescending. Don't be reactive. Soren is just expressing a need. My need is for you all to get out, I say. My voice is shaking. Right now. Get out. Stellan stands up, smiles that warm, dirty smile. You're spiraling, he says. You're retreating into fear. We pushed a boundary and you're scared. I'm not scared, I say. I'm tired. I'm tired of cleaning up your trash. I'm tired of Soren's speeches. I'm tired of being the group project. We're helping you, Soren says, pulling his shirt on. We're deconstructing your ego. My ego is fine, I say. My carpet is ruined. I make them leave. It takes 20 minutes because they have to find their stuff. Aiden can't find his glasses. Wyatt wants to finish his slice of pizza. Soren tries to initiate a closing circle, to process the abrupt termination of energy. I literally push him out the door. He's still talking as the latch clicks. I'm going to bill you for the emotional labor of this rejection, Kira. The aftermath. Silence. The apartment is quiet. It smells like boys and disappointment. I sit on the floor, and I cry. Not because I miss them, but because I feel empty. Scraped out. Like a pumpkin on November 1st. I spend the next week scrubbing. I rent a carpet cleaner. I throw out the sheets. I buy new mugs. I block their numbers. Soren sends me an email. Subject line, closure, and invoicing. He actually attached a Venmo request for the consulting services he provided regarding my feng shui. I delete it. I go back to work. I talk to my boss about logistics. It feels safe. Numbers don't ask you to open up. Pallets of dental supplies don't gaslight you about your boundaries. The time jump. 2 years pass. I'm 25 now. I have a better job. Paralegal at a firm that handles estate planning. Very quiet. Very orderly. Lots of dead people's money. I have a boyfriend named Trent. Trent is great. Trent asks before he touches me. Trent likes missionary. Trent thinks La Croix is too spicy. I love Trent. But sometimes, late at night, when Trent is asleep and snoring softly, I lie awake, and I miss the electricity. I miss the danger. I miss the feeling of being a raw nerve exposed to the air. I hate myself for it. But the body remembers what the mind tries to delete. The reunion. Warehouse show in Rhino. Some indie band Trent likes. We're standing near the back, drinking craft beer that costs $14, and I see him. Stellan. He hasn't aged a day. Same Converse. Same t-shirt. Same look of absolute certainty. He's with a girl. Renee. She's tiny. Blonde. Wearing a sundress that looks out of place in a warehouse. She's clutching his arm like a lifeline. She looks terrified and exhilarated. He sees me. His eyes lock onto mine. That appraisal again. Checking the market value, he walks over, dragging Renee with him. Kira, he says, like he just saw me yesterday. You look uncomplicated. It hits me like a slap. Uncomplicated. Boring. Safe. Trent extends a hand. I'm Trent. Kira's boyfriend. Stellan shakes it loosely. Doesn't even look at Trent. I'm Stellan. I was Kira's teacher. Trent looks confused. Teacher? Like college? Informal studies, Stellan says. He turns to Renee. Renee, this is Kira. We studied honesty together. Renee looks at me. Her eyes are wide, begging for a clue. Did you like the class? She asks. Her voice is small, trembling. I look at Stellan. He's smirking, waiting for me to validate him, waiting for me to tell her it was a transformative experience, waiting for me to recruit her for him. I look at Renee. I see myself 3 years ago, bored, hungry, about to be devoured. It was a lot of homework, I say, and the tuition was too high. Stellan's smile falters, just for a second. Some people aren't cut out for the advanced curriculum, he says. He squeezes Renee's shoulder. She flinches. Come on, Renee. Soren is waiting by the bar. He wants to discuss your aura. My stomach drops. Soren is still there. The apostles are still there. It's a cycle, a machine that eats girls and spits out trauma. They walk away. I watch them go. Trent puts his arm around me. Weird guy, he says. Yeah, I say. Weird. The DM. 2 months later, 2 a.m. phone buzzes on the nightstand. Trent is asleep. I pick it up. Instagram DM from Wyatt. Haven't spoken to him in years. Hey Kira, long time. I shouldn't reply. I type, hey Wyatt. Typing bubbles, miss the old days. The openness. How are things? I ask. Meh. Renee is fragile. She cries a lot, doesn't take feedback well. Feedback. God, they're still doing performance reviews during sex. Stellan is getting soft, Wyatt writes. He's spending all his time managing her anxiety. We don't have fun anymore. And then the kicker. We talk about you sometimes. You were the best. You could take it. We miss the dynamic. Stellan misses it too. He said you were the only one who really understood the assignment. I stare at the screen, tears pricking my eyes. It is the most degrading thing anyone has ever said to me. And I feel a surge of pride. Hot, sick pride. I was the best. I was the star pupil. I was the MVP of being used. I type, leave her alone, Wyatt. I delete it. I type, fuck you. I delete it. I leave him on red. I put the phone down. I look at Trent, safe, sweet Trent, and I feel a scream building in my throat. I get out of bed. I go to the kitchen. I pour a glass of water. My hand is shaking. I look at the cabinets, where Soren rearranged my mugs. They're back to normal now. Everything is normal. I am normal. But I'm not. Stellan didn't break me. He didn't ruin me. He just showed me the switchboard. And now I know which buttons turn on the lights and which ones burn the house down. And I'm standing there in my quiet kitchen, wondering why the burning house felt more like home than this. The bureaucratic finale. I can't sleep. I start cleaning, obsessively. I'm wiping down the counters at 3 a.m. I find a piece of paper behind the fridge. It must have fallen there years ago. It's a parking ticket, issued to Soren's Subaru, dated 3 years ago. Address is my apartment. He must have dropped it and forgot. It's unpaid. The late fees must be astronomical by now. Probably hundreds of dollars. I hold it in my hand, a relic of the era. I should throw it away. I should burn it. Instead, I put it on the counter, like a trophy. I go to the closet. I pull out a suitcase. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if I'm leaving Trent, or just leaving this version of myself. I start packing, slowly, methodically. Shirts, pants, the comfortable underwear, not the stuff I wore for them. I pack my toothbrush. I pack my probiotics. I pack my lease agreement. Practical things, adult things. I zip the suitcase. The sound is loud in the quiet apartment. Z. Finality. I walk to the door. I look back at the apartment. It's clean. It's beige. It's empty. I leave the parking ticket on the counter, right next to Trent's keys. A little chaos for him to find. A little mystery. I step out into the hallway. It's 4A. The building is silent. I walk down the stairs. Past Mr. Talbot's door, he's snoring. Rhythmic thumping. I laugh. A short, sharp sound. I walk out the front door. Into the cool Denver morning. The streetlights are humming. I don't call an Uber. I just start walking. Rolling my suitcase over the cracks in the sidewalk. Click-clack. Click-clack. The sound of moving on. Or running away. I'm not sure which. I check my phone. One new notification. Venmo request from Soren. Updated for inflation. Emotional consulting fee, $450. I stare at it, standing on the corner of Colfax and Downing. A homeless guy is yelling at a pigeon. A bus is idling at the light. I hit decline. I block Soren. I put the phone in my pocket. I grip the handle of my suitcase, and I keep walking. Towards the bus stop. Towards whatever comes next. Freedom or degradation. Cousins. Maybe siblings. Maybe the same damn person in a different hat. I get on the bus. I don't look back.